What club are you talking about? What club? A club hunt. You keep saying that. Which
That is the
club
Game
are
and
you
Fish
talking?
did. Okay, I'm not going to interrupt you, so I'll wait till you finish.
You don't have to interrupt me, but I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't be sarcastic about answering
Ma'am,
questions.
I'm trying to answer all your questions.
Excuse me, about answering questions that citizens are asking me to ask at this table.
Okay.
So you're saying that Arkansas Game and Fish recommended a club hunt, and I am asking what club is this hunt?
Their definition of a club hunt, there is no club doing the hunt other than Arkansas residents who have a hunting license to deer hunt in the state of Arkansas. There is no club. It's just a definition they used for the style that we adopted at their request.
I appreciate your answering my question.
Thank you.
Even though I know
I thought I
was
made it really
difficult.
clear.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't define what club meant. We have the ABA, which is a club. You know, what club? The commission certainly isn't a club.
This is
so.
their definition.
And people
of
are
it.
going to ask me, what club are they talking about? So I have to know to answer their
Okay.
questions.
I'm sorry I didn't make it more clear. Yes, sir.
We had a motion, correct? Did we ever vote on it?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
We did. Okay, moving right along.
Okay, I'll take care of that. Is there anything else on this that needs to be discussed? If not, we'll move on to number 9, city attorney update.
Move to discuss.
Second.
Floor is open.
Where's the list?
What are you wanting? If you're wanting to know what ordinances are not prepared at this point, the only ordinance that I'm aware of that the council's asked, other than what you've asked for tonight, is there was at one time a request that I prepare a referendum to the or a to refer the issue to the people of whether we were going to pass an auditorium tax. As of last meeting, it was my understanding from the discussion that took place at this table that that is not an option that this council is wanting to explore at this moment. So I have not spent the city's money in finishing that ordinance, although I've worked on it before last meeting and was consulting the regulations. It has to be passed within 120 days before the vote can be placed. If you go beyond 120
Point
days,
of order. We
it's-
aren't asking for a discussion of what you're working on.
You asked the man a question. Let him answer it.
He's getting into something that I could care less about.
You asked the question. What's being done?
No, I didn't say what's being done. I said where I have heard at this table in the last 2 meetings at least 4 passages of directing the city attorney to do this, directing the city attorney to write an ordinance for this, directing the city attorney to do this, directing the city attorney to provide us a legal opinion for this. I want to see a list at
Control
each
your
meeting.
temper, Mr. Pownell.
Excuse me,
Control
I'm
your
just
temper.
like you then, aren't I?
Well, you may be.
I would like to see, based on
You're lucky.
what we asked for, a list of what you're working on so we know the status of where we're going with ordinances. We could have 15 ordinances sitting out there from a year and a half ago and not knowing the status. That's all I asked was an update of proposed ordinances and resolutions, not a diatribe of, you wanted this, you wanted that, you wanted this, just strictly a list of these are the proposed ordinances as directed by council that you're working on.
The only ordinance is the one I'm telling you about that I'm aware of. If you know of other things you've referred to me that has not been answered or not been drafted, please let me know. But that is the only one that I'm aware of. I was going to answer your question a while ago in regard to your, if you was going to restate your question, if that is your concern, vote and we'll go back and I'll give you my opinion. I researched your opinion. I don't know of any other ordinances that you have waning, other than what you've given me tonight via the Planning Commission earlier. You're owed one ordinance, and if you want it, I will produce it. But it was my understanding from the last council table, you probably didn't want that money expended. So I don't know what list you're wanting. I don't know of any other documents that you're owed.
It's just, forget it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can I ask you a question? Mr. Pennell, are there any documents that you're aware of that he owes us?
I don't go back through all,
It was yes or no. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm curious. Is there something that we're not aware of?
I don't have anything in particular. We asked for, voted for a list of action items that the city attorney has. That's all I asked for. And I know if we went back through the meeting minutes, including tonight, that there are probably at least 6 or 7 directed actions to be looked up and reported at this table. I move to take this off the agenda because apparently nobody really gives a dang whether or not we keep anything moving forward and tracking it in this city.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
I heard 2 no's. Is that correct?
3 noes.
Who was the third?
Me,
Ken. Okay. Thank you.
useless.
Which, Parker and, excuse me, Mr. Berry, Mr. Parker, Raphael, and Mr. DeVito.
Okay, number 10 has been dropped. Brings us to number 10, the substitute, the auditorium issue. Motion to discuss. Motion to discuss. Without a motion to discuss, it fails because there is no second on a motion that's not made. Mr. Pownell?
Move to suspend the rules and delete items 11 and 12 off the agenda.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You suspended the rules. No. On, please. Okay.
Suspending the rules is doing something out of the ordinary, and so one vote, roll call on that.
Ms. Lindblad.
Abstain.
Mr. Pownell.
Yes.
Mr. Berry.
Yes.
Ms. Balance.
Yes.
Mr. Raphael.
No.
Mr. DeVito.
Yes.
4 yeses, 1 no, 1 abstention.
Pownell?
Move that we take a 5-minute break before we go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're back in session. We had completed number 10 and number 11. I'll take them off the agenda. We have an executive session called by Mr. Vito. Would you give us?
Yes, it's a personnel matter.
Okay. Pownell?
Move we go into executive session.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We will excuse the We'll be back in regular session from executive session. Mr. Pownell.
Make a motion, no action be taken.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. That brings us down to council comments. Ms. Balance, you're on top.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
agenda setting.
Oh, I did miss
Yeah.
something, didn't I? Oop,
Move
my
to
bad.
discuss.
Second.
Go ahead, mister. Go ahead.
I have 4 items. I'd like a discussion of the proposed ordinance that we once discussed on the sewer water committee under new business.
Second.
Discussion of the audit agreement for 2013.
Second.
Discussion of voting changes for aldermen.
Can you talk louder because the air conditioner's on?
Discussion of voting changes regarding alderman positions.
Is that voting by wards?
Okay. 3. Did I miss one? Thought he said 4.
I'm going to cover the other one in
Okay.
council comments.
All right. Anybody else? Ms. Lindblad.
Yes, I'd like to put the deer hunt discussion back on the agenda for next time.
Second.
I have a question. Mr. Pownell, when you were talking, you mean the voting for council members by ward? Is that what you were talking about?
Just the whole thing, whenever I mentioned it earlier, as far as
The whole, everything?
considering the one at large, one by ward, looking at the staggered terms, the whole.
Mr. Berry.
Vine Street vacation ordinance. Both of them. I think there's 2 ordinances there.
Anybody else?
Who's your second?
Second.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to have a discussion regarding the marker that is proposed for Conway Spring.
Can I have a question, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I guess to the city attorney, is that within our purview or is that a parks decision?
I think we can discuss it now.
I mean, whether or not it needs to be on the agenda, I guess is a question.
It may need to be a bigger issue on the agenda than what Councilman Balance is bringing forward. It probably has to do with how closely you want to manage your various commissions, because you have a very similar situation where the cemetery was announced last meeting and additions that would be put there, and nothing was brought up about whether you were approving changes to the physical real estate there or not. But now you want to do this on the park, so you may want to come up with some kind of guideline to address your how closely you manage items rather than a specific about one particular item.
Well, since I still have the floor, I will bring it to your attention, as I have many times before. ACA 1443-502B1 says the council shall have the management and control of finances and of all the real and personal property belonging to the corporation. So it occurs to me that if something's going to be placed, be changed, whatever, that we shall have the management. It falls under our purview. If somebody now, chances are we'll like this. It'll be fine. But I would like to set a precedence. I would like to establish that we are indeed, we shall have management and control of finances,
All right, point of order.
of all real and personal property
Yeah.
belonging to the corporations.
Balance.
So I would like to have that attitude.
It's
Simply
just
to
not to
start
discuss, yeah.
setting precedents. We need to be talking about this stuff.
Point of
We need
order.
to quit ignoring things. Thank you.
Yeah.
I still have
Don't
the
discuss
floor.
it.
Do I have a second for that one, please?
Yes, I
Thank you.
second it.
Okay, next.
I'd like a discussion on appendix for animal drawn vehicle routes.
Second.
I'd like to have a discussion regarding limos.
Mr. Berry.
You know,
Well, while we're talking
Is that
about
all?
it,
do I have a second on that,
I
please?
don't know. I didn't hear one. Is
Oh,
anybody
I'll
second?
give you a second.
Yes, sir.
going back to what our city attorney was talking about, if we're going to talk about locations for what the park's doing, I think we need to talk about what the cemetery is doing and other issues and establish standards.
Going to put that on the agenda?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Second.
In fact, if it'd be fine with Ms. Balance, I'd like to combine the two.
Sure.
Okay. They're combined. I guess you seconded your.
You know, it might be better to just separate them.
All right, separate them.
Because
Is there a second?
hopefully the marker thing will just...
I'll second Mr. Barry's.
Okay. All right. Mr. Penna.
I did have another one.
All right.
A
I thought you
discussion
did.
of financial procedures.
Second.
Anybody else? No further? Okay. Now we move to council comments. Ms. Balance, you're on the top of the list. Go ahead.
All right. I'd like to remind the citizens that next meeting we will be discussing the yellow bag issue, and City Council has extended an invitation to all the members of the committee to attend and share with us your thoughts and so forth. And so I'd like to make that a formal invitation for anybody, as a matter of fact, interested in the yellow bag issue to come and speak to us if you wish. Other than that, I'm really thankful it rained some more. I'd like to extend my appreciation to everybody who's given me support, information, just a pat on the back every now and then. It means more than you'll ever know. Thank you, citizens, and all the best to everyone. Thank you.
Mr. Barry. Thank you.
No comments.
Mr. DeVito.
No comment.
Ms. Lindblad.
I'd just like to say that we have it on the agenda next time for the deer hunt, so I'd like people who have questions to get a hold of me so that they can deliver their questions to me, since that's something that we're going to be discussing and what they think the city council should do about it. And I'm glad it rained too, so maybe we'll keep getting a little more. Obviously, we're doing the right rain dances, so that's a good thing now. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Penna.
Well, first of all, I'd like to wish my wife a late 4-day, even though she already knows it, 10th wedding anniversary. She keeps me grounded most of the time. The other thing that I deleted from the agenda was there wasn't an explanation to council with the handouts for the sign ordinance appendices. It's just a matter of reviewing those against the current one to make sure that I didn't leave something out in typing. You know, when you're sitting there with bifocals, it's a little hard to make sure that you didn't skip a line or whatever. I feel that's appropriate. If there's an error, that I can be emailed, or you can call me or whatever, preferably email, so I have a record of going back and correcting it. And there was not a missed appendix, it just hasn't been typed yet. There is an appendix B in process, so you should have A, C, and D or whatever. Other than that, that's it.
Mr. Raphael.
No comment.
Just have one or two. If the public has any issues with the deer hunt, please contact us at City Hall. We usually don't hear what goes on with the council until we sit down at this table. We can try to iron out those issues at City Hall with the information and the contacts that we have. We have had little to no contact regarding this hunt, other than, like I stated previously, the hunters and the property owners. So if we don't know what's going on with the public, we can't do anything about it. Now, there again, I want to reiterate the fact that per the council request, we did form the committee with the appropriate people as named by the city council. We did get hold of Game and Fish. They recommended the hunt that we were working on. We inherited this from the previous administration, which we cannot control. So we do the best we can with what we've got, and everybody's worked really hard on this. And I would thank the property owners that volunteered for it, and the bow hunters that stepped forward to do this. And I understand that some of the bow hunters One of the bow hunters actually has an outdoor show over in the Fayetteville area, so he could possibly be proclaimed a professional hunter. And that's only 1 out of 14. The rest of them, some of them are known to us, some of them are not. Some of them are city employees. Would also like to thank Mr. Raphael for stepping up and being the council liaison to the finance department. I think he gets the budget, he can read the budget, he understands the budget, and he has no problem talking with Mr. Clark about any of the issues. And I would ask the council, if y'all have any issues, check with Mr. Raphael to see if he can update you. There again, I think it's a great addition for one of the council members to be a part of that. We did build a wall in the city clerk's office to separate the clerk's office and the accounts payable for privacy reasons. She has stuff going on in her office that we don't need to know about in the other office, and vice versa. It just keeps the peace, and it's going to look really good. Is there anything else that I can't think of? Not right off the top of my head. Okay, well, I guess I'll read the happenings for July the 9th through the 20th, Opera in the Ozarks. If you get a chance, folks, go out and see these guys, because these guys are doing full makeup, full costumes in 102 degrees weather. They earn every bit of kudos that they get. I had to go out there and do a proclamation for them, and just sitting in the back row in front of the fan was hot enough, but down on stage under all the lights and the makeup and those heavy costumes, they earn everything they do. July the 12th through the 15th, Fleur Delicious will be kicking off. July the 13th through the 15th, Fat Tire Festival at, I believe, Leatherwood Park. Excuse me. July the 14th will be the second Saturday gallery stroll. July the 21st will be Summertime in the Ozarks. I don't have anything else that I can think of right now. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our discussions as we have had around the table. If you need anything, call us. Thank you very much. Second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.